Girl raised by monkeys for years, returns to civilization, and what she did shocked everyone. I noticed a black hand wrapped in a white hanky covering my mouth. Then I became aware that I was being taken away by two people, Marina Chapman said. When she regained consciousness, she was in the middle of a forest, and what happened later changed her life completely. Then there was just darkness. Marina was in the center of the Amazonian rainforest. She hadn't spoken to anyone since she was 10 years old. Life had been anything from predictable when she finally walked out of the bush and into human society. It had been a series of adventures, transformations, and perilous happenings. The most difficult obstacle, though, appeared once she started interacting with people again. Marina is still unaware of the name her parents gave her when she was born. She is even clueless of her parents' identities and the details of her earlier years. Marina remembered being abducted by two people while she was asleep and reawakened inside a truck in the middle of the Amazonian rainforest. She was then taken off the truck by the men who had kidnapped her. But the men did nothing but abandon her in the middle of the jungle. However, Marina never saw them again. She even hoped that they would come back for her. She spent all of her time exploring the rainforest over the course of the following few days. Nothing else could be done, unfortunately. She looked everywhere on her own for indications of human habitation, but she came up empty. She ate berries and slept in underground caverns and holes. And then she came across something that profoundly altered her life. There appeared to be a group of capuchin monkeys living in this specific region of the rainforest. The moment she saw them, she experienced an odd sense of comfort. At least now she wouldn't be alone. Capuchins are not the friendliest, and they may become extremely harsh if they feel threatened. They might have thought Marina posed a danger. They didn't, though. Marina aspired to be their friend. She observed how orderly and friendly the locals appeared to be. But at first, she was just ignored by the monkeys. When Marina observed them gathering fruit together, playing, and grooming one another, she felt lonely. But a couple of weeks following her first contact with the group, she had the chance to meet one of its members. One day, Marina had food sickness from some tamarind. She had a difficult time moving the entire day. Just gripping her stomach, she dozed off on the ground. She observed a change. One of the monkeys, who appeared to be an older member of the group, suddenly started to walk in her direction. He led her to the lake near the lakes by holding her hand. The waters were murky and deep when the elderly monkey forced Marina, who was powerless to refuse, to drink it. Marina immediately puked, but she quickly filled it and recovered from her illness. The elderly monkey, whom Maria now refers to as Grandpa, had saved her at that point, and that is when she first began to be accepted by the monkeys. She started hanging out with the young members, and the elders taught her how to take care of herself by cleaning herself and climbing trees to obtain higher hanging fruit. She was made to feel at home, and they allowed her to sit in their group while yet treating her like one of them. She had trouble connecting with the monkeys at first, but after some time, they accepted her. Prior to her return to human civilization, where she soon came to the conclusion that she would never fit in. By the time of her capture, Marina had spoken human language for so long that she had completely forgotten it. However, years later, her luck changed dramatically. Although Marina claims she was content to be around monkeys, she nevertheless had a sense of disconnection since she was aware of her differences. She occasionally noticed hunters prowling around the bush, but she was always afraid. Until one day, when she made the conscious decision to approach a small party of hunters who had entered the region. They promptly took Marina with them as she approached, but she was unaware that her bad luck was far from over at the time. The hunters didn't intend to save Marina in any way. They sold her to a brothel, where she later lived on the streets before being bought as a slave by a powerful family. Maruha, a neighbor, helped her out of her bind. Chapman was adopted by Maruha's daughter Maria when he was about 14 years old. In 1977, the family sent Chapman to be a nanny while also sending their kids to Bradford. After she managed to get away, Marina spent years becoming lost. For the first time in a long time, Marina could begin living a regular life in a loving home. Currently, Chapman is married and has 2 kids. With some assistance from her daughter Vanessa, she released an autobiography titled The Girl with No Name, and she was also a subject of the National Geographic film Woman Raised by Monkeys. She received a priceless, enduring lesson in life. Anywhere you are loved and taken care of is where you find family. She came to the realization that she had to completely block off all thoughts of people. Her family included those monkeys.